Alrighty, fellas. Good morning, good schmorning. Welcome to PokeMMO Stream Recap 534. How are we still doing this, boys? It's an honor to be here. We gotta appreciate it every single day. We have a lot of news to cover, as always. This is your daily source of tips, tricks, information, discussion, community events, upcoming events. Shiny War is now 25 days away as I'm recording. Around 25 days, which is nuts to factor in. We only have about 3 weeks to get our final preparation done, to get everything I want to get on the Ironman account. We have a lot of work to do, so let's jump into it. But first things first, obviously, we have our daily news. So let's go ahead and cover that. We've got catch events galore, good shiny prizes for catch events. Okay, we've got this Yanma catch event on the 9th of July, this Thursday, so it's coming up in a few days. Thursday, 9th of July, 11:30 a.m. ET. I will do an early stream to make sure I can be on time for this event at Ruin Valley in Kanto. You have 1 hour to catch Yanma for +5, Natu for 0, and Persian for -10. Keep in mind there will be Wobbuffets at this location, so you want either a ghost type Pokemon or a runaway Pokemon in the lead of your party to be able to get away from those, or some way to kill them with your catching Pokemon, but that might be kind of difficult. They're really tanky. Maybe a Breloom with some sort of super effective move could do it. This will be a tough event. This will be a tough and a very specific event, and I'm going to iron out some details for myself as we get closer and closer to it. Nature bonuses are +5 for Hasty, +5 for Docile, and -5 for Bashful. It's a tough event, but it's an extremely worthwhile event, dude. Giving you one of the best shinies in all of Pokemon, in my personal opinion, with the beautiful shiny Yanma. You can evolve into Yanmega if you so choose, which is also in its own right an absolutely beautiful shiny. The real question is, are you a Yanma or a Yanmega person? And there's no wrong answer. They're both just... look at the Shalfa Yanmega as well. Are you serious? I can't believe this. Look at the sparkles. Holy, how fast they are. I can't believe this exists. Look at the sparkles coming out. Are you serious? I can't believe this exists within PokeMMO. I think this is like this. If you showed me a Shalfa Yanmega before we knew what this was 5 years ago, I would have said that's a different game. That's not PokeMMO. This is insane, and I love it in a beautiful way, you know. Absolutely love it. So it's really cool to see, man, how the game has changed and adapted. Shiny Yanma up for grabs. Next up, shiny Viper catch event as well on the 12th of July, this Sunday at 3 p.m. ET, Route 114 in Hoenn. You have 1 hour to catch Viper, Swablu, or Zangoose for these species bonuses on screen. Nature bonuses +4 for Timid, +3 for Quiet, -5 for Brave. There is a shiny Viper up for grabs here. Beautiful Pokemon, beautiful shiny, amazing IVs as per usual. And then now we have the 8-week-long catch event to talk about, okay? The seasonal catch event that I'm so glad they brought back. They did this, I think, the previous 2 years, and now it's our first time being able to do this on an Ironman account, which is really cool. This is 8 weeks of catch events with their own prizes, and then a grand finale of some of the rarest shiny Pokemon in all of PokeMMO as a prize. So I've covered the details already, but in the previous stream recap, but if you hadn't seen that, basically you do need to get 800 total points across the 8 weeks, and that can be submitting a 100 total score Pokemon across once a week, or it could be doing like a 150 total score Pokemon for 6 or so weeks. You can do your own math, right? It's important to note that you don't need to play this entire catch event. You can show up to the catch event, catch like a 120, submit it to the staff, they will log your points, and then just leave and not spend the whole hour if you don't care about actually doing each individual catch event, or you don't have time for some reason each 8 weeks, which is really important. If you just show up for 1 minute, you can still make progress towards entering the finale. And so you can submit your Pokemon during the event, which is not normal, number one. Number two, you want to submit every single event. Often during catch events, you'll see me not submit Pokemon because it's like there's no chance of winning. These catch events, you want to submit every single week because you're working on an overall score, right? So got to factor that in. This is a really cool event, man. I love when they do this. I am so glad they're bringing these back like every single year, usually during Shiny Wars. Dude, they're adding more and more events to PokeMMO than ever. I think it's really beautiful. I think the holiday events have been getting expanded every single year. They add at least one new massive mechanic, whether it's new legendary Pokemon, PvP, randoms, holiday randoms. They've been doing a lot to expand the holiday season, and also outside of the holiday season with things like Shiny War and the catch event seasonal happening. If it's not your cup of tea, I understand, but there's more to do ever in PokeMMO, and there always was a lot to do in my opinion, but it kind of takes a lot of creativity. These are like set go-to things, which I think is really important. And here is the first week of the like 8-week event already scheduled. So it's in Lost Lorn Forest in Unova, Channel 1, Saturday the 11th of July at 9 a.m. ET. You have 1 hour to catch Panseer, Pansage, Panpour, or Servine. And then nature bonuses are +2 for Timid, +1 for Modest, -2 for Jolly, and -1 for Adamant. And there is a non-shiny Elemental Monkey up for grabs. Not the most useful Pokemon, but probably underrated in some ways. And I don't know, maybe these will be used in a raid in the future. That's the beauty of PokeMMO, is like with raids, any Pokemon can become meta because these Pokemon do have pretty specific stats. I just don't know their move pools well enough. But they have like the pledges. Potentially that could be really interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see in the future. And then obviously 1,000 reward points, and you do earn bonus qualification points towards the 8-week event if you place as well, which is always cool to see. And then next up, we actually have our item market check. In our item market check, we're covering a vanity that I don't have a lot of excuses to talk about, and it's a vanity that a lot of people I think overlook on the GTL because of the spelling. I believe it's a Chinese-based vanity, and it's one of the mounts. It's called, I believe, pronounced Shenwu is how you say this. I could be mistaken, so my apologies. But it's a really cool vanity, like the double-headed dragon with like the black dragon head up front, like the more teal or green, kind of goofy looking dragon in the back with the buck teeth. I love this stylized. I fucking love this mount, man. And it's one of the only mounts, I think it's really interesting to note, it's one of the only mounts in PokeMMO that has actually gained value. Most every other mount goes down in price. It's also one of the few mounts, I think a lot of the mounts are seasonal within PokeMMO. A lot of them don't come back every single year. And to my knowledge, the Shenwu is not seasonal. It was released in January 2025, right? For the Lunar New Year. And that's it. It's never coming back. It's a limited time vanity. There are currently 9 of them on the GTL as I currently speak. And it's one of the only mounts that has gone up in price. Now, does that mean it will continue to go up in price? Does that mean it will go down in price? That's up to you. For market checks, I just show you guys the history. I show you guys, I teach about the lore and all that stuff, and then you guys make your own financial decisions. This item was about 4 to 4.5 mil, 5 mil when it came out, and that was at the RP cost. They probably cost like 2,000 RP, and then went down to like 3.5 mil. 4 mil. It was down to like as low as like 3.6, 3.4 mil at its very bottom out, and now it's back up to that 5 mil mark. It's really stayed the same, if not risen a little bit in value at that like 5 mil, 5.4, 5.2 mark. It's really slightly gained value, but even slightly gaining value is a lot more. I mean, it was like 4.5 on average. I think it's gained at least 500k value on average. A lot more comparatively to any other mounts. Most of the mounts have not gained value like this. Most of them kind of stay the same or go down slightly. Next up, we have a new PokeMMO tool to cover that I have not explored as much as I would like to. So definitely check it out and see for yourself and see if it's worthwhile. But I was looking through the browsing stuff. This is called PokeMMO Trade, okay? And make sure whenever you sign up for a new resource like this, make sure to go ahead and use a different email and a different password that you don't use for PokeMMO for obvious security and safety reasons, just in case. It's unlikely someone would do something like that, but just keep yourself safe, right? So make sure to do that. And then number 2, dude, I was looking through. It's really cool, man. The Pokemon, this is a trade. This is a market. This is a trade posting service that exists for PokeMMO. And there's a lot of, you get like niche stuff. What's cool about this, like you see, 60 Oshawott for 4.5 mil. Oh, that's horribly not worth it. Well, wait a minute. It's 60 Oshawott with all the egg moves that Oshawott learns for 75k a piece. That's like weirdly fair in my opinion. Like if someone wanted to shiny hunt for an Oshawott but made sure they got all of the egg moves learned, it might be worth it for them to go ahead and do this versus trying to breed 60 Oshawotts over and over and over again, trying to get all egg moves, right? Like that's actually a pretty interesting, like it's pretty niche, but it's a fair price for someone that someone might want, right? Yeah, what niche does this fill that PokeMMO can't provide? Hopefully I'm explaining it right. Hopefully I'm explaining it right now. It's for stuff like this, or something that like you wouldn't want to. Maybe you don't think either you don't know you want or don't know you need, or something that takes a long time to sell, something that is hard to search for on the GTL as well. Things like 5x0 Snivies, right? Things like also dodging the listing fee, right? So the Mysterious Premier Ball, right? This guy has 57 Mysterious Premier Balls for 1.13 million Pokeyen. Why would he sell them over here versus in game, right? Well, in game, there's a listing fee charge, right? So if he were to list these on the GTL, number one, he would lose a lot of money from the listing fee, and then maybe they don't sell. Maybe he loses the listing fee. Unironically, tax evasion is a good answer. Some of this is tax evasion in a beautifully fair, and this is like, you know, how the rich stay rich at PokeMMO type beat. Dude, yeah, we do a little tax evasion. I mean, it's how it works in PokeMMO, man. Being able to dodge the listing fee and being able to sell these, he can sell these for 1.13 million Pokeyen and make more profit per ball than if he were to sell them on the GTL, if that makes sense. This is a very, very cool tool. People already use Trade Chat. They use the PokeMMO, you know, My Trading Lounge. There's other resources that have kind of existed for this, but this is just so clean. This is just so like clean and automated. I think it's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Someone said like field box. Look at this, 600 different field Pokemon. This is someone buying them for kind of I would say a lower price, obviously. So you're gonna find some people trying to get some really good deals here, and maybe you're willing to provide that deal, maybe not. Here's someone buying 300 Rotoms for 6,000 Pokeyen a piece. That feels quite fair to me. If you want to go farm some Rotoms and try to sell to this guy, you know, that feels decently fair. So there's stuff like that you got to factor in. Ditto boxes. A lot of people just buying ditto boxes. There's tons and tons of niche things as well as mass quantity things you can absolutely use this for as a really cool, it's a cool resource to be aware of. And I don't know if it'll fully take off, but I think there's definitely some use and interest in this for sure. So check it out. It's called PokeMMO.trade. It'll be linked in the description. Not sponsored, of course. People always ask. Not sponsored, of course. Just a small up and coming PokeMMO project that's I wanted to show off because I think it's pretty interesting. And once again, it helps people do things in a way that they couldn't do previously. This is actually a very, very interesting question. Should PokeMMO's market support buy orders? I mean, the boring answer is like yes, just because more is better, just because like more tools and resources, and maybe that's the correct answer. I don't know. I don't have a definitive opinion on this. The positives and negatives, if you don't know, buy orders would be like the ability to make a listing where it's like, you type in like, oh, I want to buy a 6x0 Shuckle, right? Something like niche that you wouldn't be able to find as easily, but someone could like fulfill that order and breed it for profit. The more I'm explaining it, the more I want that actually. Like that sounds kind of sick. The ability to have like a goal to breed something for profit is very, very, very cool.
But yes, why not?
What are the negatives, I guess? Lots of more dev work, more confusion, potentially people getting scammed or mislistings or mistakes, misclicks. I don't know if there's a whole lot of negatives, to be honest. I mean, I'm missing something. But generally, like, the question is, do we need it? Generally, I think the argument would be PokeMMO doesn't need it because every single Pokemon is so different, right? When you put a buy order in for something like a Rune Longsword in Old School RuneScape, you know, RuneScape has buy and sell orders, right? And it works because the items are so, everything's so similar. A Rune Longsword is just a Rune Longsword, but every Pidgey is so different. Do you really want like all of the spam of like, oh, I want to buy a Pidgey with like, you know, 21 attack and 27 speed and blah, but maybe people would just use it properly and like maybe it wouldn't be a problem. I don't know. It's a really good question. I don't know the exact answer to it, but it's definitely something that I don't think we've talked that much about in PokeMMO. It's something that maybe, especially nowadays, could work and be a cool incentive for people to want to have targets to breed for profit. I think it's a great thing to bring up. Oh, you think I was done, chat? We still got the achievement showcase to cover. Don't you worry, fellas. The way for normal, average Pokemon players to show off their achievements, what they've been doing in game, as well as just a way to give you guys some goals and tips and what you want to figure out, what you want to do today in PokeMMO. Let's go ahead and cover it, man. First things first, Cassandra hit themselves their first 1 million Pokeyen without overspending their income. They've just been, this is consistency paying off, dude. This is just consistency paying off. This is berry farming and Jimmy runs every single day. Staying consistent works in PokeMMO. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Congratulations to you, Cassandra. Next up, an Articuno, a legendary Articuno caught in the wild at 30 to 40 encounters. Not gonna lie, the Master Ball hurts my heart a little bit, but you do you. It's not my Master Ball, not my account. Whatever makes you happy, more power to you. But a 30 to 40 encounter Articuno is very sick to see. Congratulations, gamer. Next up, very quick. Boom, boom, boom. Dragon Lord. Not a big achievement for many. I beg to differ, but for someone who never really got into PvP until recently, I'm quite happy to get a PvP reward gift Pokemon. Dude, getting your first PvP reward Pokemon is such an amazing. It makes you feel like you're learning and getting into it and doing things and practicing, and you didn't give up. What it shows is you didn't give up after losing, because you will lose a lot in PokeMMO PvP, man. It is so difficult. It's so challenging. It's unfair because you're gonna be against so many sweats and good players who have practiced for years and years and deserve to win, right? They know the game more, but it's difficult to push through that. You're gonna lose a lot, right? So this shows me you didn't give up and you kept going and you learned and you got better, and that's fucking sick, Dragon Lord. Congrats on your first PvP reward Pokemon. It's a big deal. It's a big accomplishment, dude. Next up, I called this Coworker Predicts Articuno. Almost 3 full days of grinding Moltres and only stopping to go to sleep. Even at work, I played, and I still haven't seen Moltres. I go to work today, and say to my coworker that also plays PokeMMO, I've been hunting Moltres for 3 days and I still haven't gotten it. Hopefully, today Articuno is going to be easy. 30 minutes into my work shift and he finally gets the Articuno. Life is crazy sometimes. We look on the right too. I thought this is a really wholesome story. The idea of having a fucking coworker that also plays PokeMMO with you is incredibly wholesome. I love that, dude. Congratulations to you, Jay Kufu, on your Articuno, and good luck to you on your Raichu, man. Next up, Tofu. Been playing through the Unova region, his final region. Was looking for Rock and Roller with Sturdy to get a Stealth Rock Pokemon. Very smart, very smart. Make the 6th gym leader a lot easier. And I accidentally stumbled upon this guy, my second ever shiny, on an Iron Man account, by the way. Got himself a shiny Throw. I love shiny Throw. Underrated shiny, one that I think I still need to hunt on any account, main accounts, or do I have a Throw? I don't know if I do. I love shiny Throw and Sock. Both fantastic shinies, cool Pokemon, cool designs, kind of forgotten and underrated, honestly. Congratulations over to you, Tofu, and got himself the 31 attack. This thing actually has really, really good stats. This thing has 31 attack and like decent Bolt, if I recall, with sassy nature. 20 plus HP, 20 plus Spadef, just missing that defense. This is like solid. It's so close to like actually almost being pretty good. This is really solid, man. Congratulations to you again, dude. Next up, Palukis said, I had a crazy month. Got 2 shinies on the same day twice. Dude, that is nuts. And then a 97 encounter Phoebus. This is insane. So first things first, they've got the 25,000 encounter shiny Graveler, 13k Absol. Congrats, that's an insane species. Congrats on the shiny Absol. And then a shiny Golett at 46,000 encounters, which is a really tough shunt and a really cool Pokemon. Congratulations to you. And then a shiny Buidu in the same day, okay? The same day at 602 encounters. And then about a 1 week later, he also got a Voltorb. Shiny, also I need to hunt more Voltorb and Electrode. Great shiny, dude. Shiny Voltorb, 8,000 encounters. And then within the same day, again, also was back-to-back. Wow. Back-to-back same-day shinies. Golett and Buidu. And then the next time you get a shiny, Voltorb and Phoebus. And then 97 encounters. I can't believe this isn't the... This is somehow not the craziest achievement of today, but this is it probably should have been higher up, honestly, on the list. This is an insane achievement, dude. Congratulations to you, man. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy month. Next up, congratulations to Super World, who is the creator of Super's Strings. So always give him a thanks and congratulations on his achievements. Just got all PC expansion drives within PokeMMO without ever spending money on the game. I think it's a really cool way to go about it, man. I love that like Iron Man-esque style to go do things like this. Very fucking impressive. Very cool, Super. Congratulations. I'm still like 1 box away on my main account. I'm still missing 1 box, I think, dude. Congratulations to you, Super, man. Next up, dude, there's a really good TikTok that this guy uploaded about this interaction, and it has copyrighted music, I think, so I can't show it, but Fos from Team K-Pop, typical common Team K-Pop W from what I've seen, got himself a shiny Shuckle on the exact same rock that I got my shiny Shuckle on. And he has like this amazing TikTok where he like overlaid it. It's in my achievement showcase in my Discord if you want to go check it out and support him. It's so well edited and so fun and so cool. And he caught it. Thankfully, he did catch this Shuckle. He caught it in the Safari Zone with 31 speed IV, I believe, and everything else was kind of whatever, but 31 speed. Dude, amazing Pokemon. I'm so glad that people, it's so crazy that you even care that it was, or remember, number one, and care that it was caught on the same rock as my Shuckle. Who gives a shit? But like, I shouldn't say that, but it's a beautiful thing that like people do, and it's a beautiful thing that people do give a shit a little bit, and it's really cool to see, man. I love shiny Shuckle. It's cool to see people care about it when I care about it so much, and it's just beautiful to see that shared love for such a cool, fucking underrated Pokemon, okay, man? So congratulations to you, dude. Next up, the final achievement in today's team achievement showcase. A simple one, just a very simple achievement. A Shalfa Luxray, wild caught, 8,300 encounters dry, no shiny charm, on donator status, which is how I recommend most people shiny hunting. Congratulations to you, Tabby. Dude, Tabby Novik, insane. What else? It's a Shalfa, man. It's a wild caught Shalfa. You don't see these every day. You don't see these every month. It's beautiful to see, man. Congratulations to you, gamer. And that wraps up our achievement showcase for stream at recap 534. We have other shenanigans to get into, just like our to-do list says. So let's go ahead and get into those shenanigans, fellas. I think it's finally time to reveal this. Someone asked, what team will you be on for Shiny War? Okay, I will be on a team with a bunch of Team Mr. Gamers and tons of other high-end Shiny Hunters. And the team is called, and let me make it very clear, they told me they were going to make, they didn't think that I was going to join their team. And they told me they were going to make this their team name before I joined. Like, this was going to be the team name no matter what. So this is not me on some ego trip, okay? The team name, they were going to do this no matter what. The team name is called YouTube Com Patrouski. No, is it YouTube? It might be YouTube Com Patrouski. It's some joke about you. It's some fucking bit, dude. PokeMMO players are fucking memers. It's, yeah, the Patrouskis. It's some fucking meme name. Like, the Discord says YouTube Com Patrouski. So, like, it's just, yeah, the team name is gonna be like YouTube. It's fucking stupid. And as PokeMMO players, it's gonna be fun. I just don't want anybody to think I'm like naming the team after myself. I didn't fucking name it. That was, they named it. We're like, they didn't think I was gonna be the team, and I was like, I guess I'll join it, dude. Yeah, that was, yeah, I know, I'm never, the haters are gonna, whatever. But that's the story. That's the team I'm committed to, and you'll see more details about it. I want to do some like hype montages and stuff. We'll see some more bits about that as we get closer to Shiny Wars, fellas. I have no idea. I've never thought about this. What would a Patrouski vanity be if they ever introduce one? I mean, that is a, selfishly, like, people always say, oh, Patrouski, you should have infinite donator status or some shit just for making I'm like, no, dude, I'm just a player who plays the game and uploads videos. I don't want any unfair advantage. I don't want anything like that. I don't want any, like, in-game badge to denote that I'm just a fucking loser who plays Pokemon, right? But I mean, selfishly, if they were ever to do anything I would love, like, my dream goal would be something like a helper NPC in Vermilion City that, like, you ask questions and it, like, teaches you about the game or some shit, or just tells you to Google it or something sassy. Or but like, no, like a Patrouski vanity would be amazing. Yeah, probably Shuckle on Head. A Shuckle on Head vanity would be amazing. And then I don't know, you would name it like Pat's Shuckle. It doesn't have to be like my full, like, you know, just like Pat's Shuckle or some shit. That'd be really fucking cool. Something like that would be really sick. But that's a dream come true type beat. This is actually probably one of the #1 questions that I get on my videos and in my streams. Someone said, how did you make the buildings 3D in PokeMMO? Overall, the game just looks better. People don't realize, a lot of like average Pokemon players may not realize this, or people who play every single day often don't realize this. The game changes graphics depending on what region you're in. So the reason why my buildings are 3D is because I'm just in Sinnoh. That's it. I'm not doing it. There's no mod. There's no setting. I'm just in Sinnoh. In Sinnoh, you have this like 2.5D graphic style. In Unova, you get the 2.5D. In Johto, you might also, because it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver, not just like the old Gold and Silver. It just depends on what your graphics. It's why people always say, oh, how could they ever do Gen 6? Like, it's a different graphic style. The graphic style in Pokemon already changes between whenever you change regions. It already does that. But it's slighter. It's less severe, so people don't notice it. So yeah, it's just an interesting little thing to talk about. Great. I'm glad great question. A lot of people wonder that. It's a great question. Alexis says, are almost all rare shiny hunts in PokeMMO pretty difficult, or are there any slightly easier ones? There's like female only species. A good example is something like Chansey. Chansey is a rare, egg shunt typically, but it's female only. So what you can do is buy however many chances you need, and then just buy 30,000 on average male fairy egg group breeders. You don't need any dittos, so it ends up being a bit cheaper generally, but it depends on the price of the breeders. Like, I bet you fairy male egg groups are kind of expensive right now. They're still much cheaper than dittos, like 2 to 3k, so they still hold a decent base value, much cheaper than dittos. So you can breed a shiny Chansey for about 60 to 70, maybe like 70-75% of the price as like a shiny Charmander another shiny that wouldn't be female only? So it saves you a fair bit of Pokeyen. It's a great question. That's what I love about the shunning system within PokeMMO, is there are so many difficulty tiers. Like if you want to spend 30 hours on a shiny hunt, you can. If you want to spend 50 hours, 100 hours, 120, 300, like there's so many tiers you can pick and choose what shunt you feel like doing, which I think is really cool to have those options. Dude, shout out to Sifu, who was saying they got their dream shiny, and I asked what it was, and they came in game to link me. Hatched in the distortion world. Was that randomly? Because were you hatched like each batch there? Because you don't have a 30. Wait, what? Hatched in the distortion world with like no 31s. I only egged Beldum there. Dude, that's impressive that you would go there every time versus like even the rebreed. That's like beautiful, man. That is a dream shiny, dude. Congratulations to you, dude. This is a great question. Pat, just started berry farming. I was wondering, how do you water the plants so quickly without having to smash the A button? Is it a setting? No, but it's something unintuitive. A lot of people wouldn't think to do. Happy birthday, Big Lepa. What the fuck? Also, dude, hey, good luck to Portugal at 3 p.m. I'm rooting for Portugal versus Spain. Good luck to you, Portugal. Good luck, good luck, good luck, okay? And then USA versus Belgium tonight. Much love to you, Belgium. I'm rooting for USA. Hopefully it'll be a good game for both. Good luck. May the better players win, okay? Anyways, someone asked, watering berries. If you keybind the Sprayduck, it's so much faster. I can show you here. Let's go to the next patch and I'll show you like the difference. It's ridiculously faster. So watch here. If I do this and boom, done. This is Sprayduck. Bind it, boom, done. Boom, done. Boom, done. Watch without the keybound Sprayduck, okay? Spam A button, spam A, water. Okay, that's one done. Spam A, water, yes. You know, that's one done. Spam A. Oh, guys, I'm gonna misclick again oh no, now I'm doubling the die. Oh, I gotta go through with a second as I misclicked. Like, dude, yeah, definitely keybind your Sprayduck. It's a really good little tip that saves you so much time for a very small, easy thing that everybody can do. Wait, I haven't even thought about that. I know you have to pick the Apricorns, so like that's a cost, but like we need to seriously run some calculations on what's on Johto Pokeballs for Iron Men, because like, where's Violet City? Hello? I'm awful at the game. It's possible like Johto Pokeballs are meta on Iron Man. It depends on how long it takes to get the Apricorns. You have to factor in that, but like if it costs 500 Pokeyen to make fastballs, for example, is what K9 is saying, you have to factor in the once again the time to farm them. But like 500 yen versus like 1200 for a timer ball. Fastball is 4 times catch rate for like really fast Pokemon. It works on things like Zapdos, Entei, Raikou he was talking about. Like, that's really good, man. That's really interesting. Like I just can't worry about this because we're still in Shiny War. This is a post Shiny War, activity, but I would love to do some more Johto Pokeball testing on the Iron Man account for sure. All right, someone said, what are the odds they end up adding Fairy type into PokeMMO one day? I think the odds are pretty high, especially if they add Gen 6. I don't think they'll ever add Gen 6 without Fairy type, in my personal opinion. I think it's a big reason to do it. I have a video, if you have not seen it, called Everything We Know About Gen 6 with it, which is a fair bit of opinions, but also everything the devs have ever told us about Gen 6 being added, which they've confirmed, for example, like Gen 6 can be added, and it's likely like the plan, but they'd have to switch the engine over to Black White 2. Not necessarily adding Black White 2 as the region, which they might do, but definitely switching the engine, the main engine. So this is all talked about in detail over in my Everything We Know About Gen 6 video. Please watch that if you're interested in learning more. That teaches you everything you need to know about Gen 6. Who would have thought, right? But it's a good question. Will Fairy type ever come to PokeMMO? I think if we go the Gen 6 route, and that's a big question, do the players want Gen 6, right? I think that's the most important question. I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on it. I don't have a strong take on it. I'm not a huge fan of Fairy type, but I can get used to it. It's not the end of the world. Especially with like some better balancing and allowing to like unleash the dragons and yada yada yada. Anyways, but then someone asked as well, like, what would they say? What if they just add Fairy type and skip Gen 6? That is also very possible. I think it's even like decently likely, and I'll explain to you why. That is actually how they added Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon back in the day. And it's also, I mean, they've done a similar thing with hidden ability access. Hidden ability access, they've trickled into the game slowly. Now there's a ton of them, but like alpha Pokemon have trickled hidden ability access Pokemon into the game. It's been a big deal every time a new Pokemon gains hidden ability access because they've been slowly trickling them in as a way to make sure, number one, they balance them, and it also kind of sustains content. But I think mostly it's a balance thing. You can't just toss everything from Pokemon into PokeMMO. It's not going to be balanced. It would be like if you just took like every perk and every gun from every Call of Duty and jammed it into one game. That would be a fucking nightmare because not every gun is balanced around every other gun in each other game. Pokemon is not a balance. The single player games are not balanced systems. They are meant to be like fun and kid friendly, right? But to get back to fairy type and like that stuff, so they trickled things in with alphas. They could add a new mechanic which were to trickle in like Gen 6 Pokemon and fairy type, or they could use one of my favorite mechanics ever utilized within PokeMMO, the altering caves. For those who are boomer and unk and old head like myself, you may remember farming things like Mareep, things like Shuckle, things like Bagon and Beldum in a cave in Kanto called Altering Cave, because that was the only way to get Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon back in like 2013 and 2014 PokeMMO. It was really, really cool to have this cave that constantly rotated which Pokemon were in the cave, and had different percentages. That's why it was called Altering Cave. And like every so often there'd be like a 100% Zubat spawn. It was really cool, man. I love Altering Cave. I think it's a really cool mechanic, and it's a way to trickle in future generations of Pokemon, as well as like certain mechanics like fairy type. If they want to add like, I don't know, what's a Slurpuff? Is that a Pokemon? Is that a fairy type? If they want to like trickle in some Gen 6 plus fairy type and just see how adding one weaker fairy type, you know, how it affects the game and just slowly adjust, like that's a really smart way to do it. With MMOs, once you introduce something, it's going to affect the game and the economy for like a really long time, right? Infamously, like in RuneScape, there was a big like climbing boot change, which was an absolute mistake, and it ruined the economy for like, or affected the economy rather, for like 10 years. It's really easy to make one mistake and fucking things are really bad now for a very, very long time. So to be very, very careful when updating MMOs versus single player games. Dude, I could probably do like a 1 hour video talking about like the difference of balance of this and how this is like actually a really interesting decision. And I would love if you guys did this, Jack, in my personal opinion. Jack is talking about the rarity of 1x31 Pokemon and good IV Pokemon in Pokeforce. And he says that, so in PokeMMO, if you don't know, you get a 1x31 Pokemon every like 5 to 6 wild Pokemon on. You may not catch them, but that's about the average, you know, rate. And then 2x31 is 1 in 78 and yada yada. I have a video that goes over all the odds if you're interested. But Jack said, Jack is a developer on Pokeforce, or a team member on Pokeforce. I think Pokeforce's rate will be slightly less common. We'll probably do like a 1x31 Pokemon in like 1 in 11 Pokemon. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No. It makes it so that in the long run, it makes it so that in the long run, good IV Pokemon will be more valuable. They'll hold their rarity. They'll hold their just prestige. The biggest thing is you want IVs to be accessible enough, specifically speed. You want speed IVs to be accessible enough so that people can get 1x31 speed Pokemon and then 20 plus whatever other stats they need for PvP. You want people, because the other problem was back before breeding worked the way it did in PokeMMO, and it was like back before breeding worked and IVs were a lot more random and you couldn't guaranteed pass IVs. It was a really weird, unfair RNG advantage. If someone had a 31 speed timid Starmie in PvP, that was a massive advantage versus someone who had like a 30 or a 25 plus speed Starmie with like timid or modest or whatever. That was a big difference. So this puppy's attacking me, so I gotta think a little bit harder. That's what you want. You want to balance like keeping how valuable and how rare do you want good IV mons to be? How impactful is a 5x31, right? That's like the thing you want to. There's no wrong answer. It's kind of like there's no wrong shiny rate. It's all about just balancing like rarity and keeping things special, but also making it so people don't not want to do it. I really like the idea of that. Oh, like a little bit rarer 1x31, and then what's it called? Pokeforce devs, please make the breeding system PokeMMO. I misread that for a sec. I'm so glad you said, yeah, make it the same. The PokeMMO breeding system is one of the only things, like, prior to PokeMMO's breeding system and so many other Pokemon MMOs adapting PokeMMO's breeding system, every Pokemon MMO was dying. I think the way to consume it, you have to have a sync for good IV Pokemon. You have to have a way for good IV Pokemon to exit the game in a beneficial way to the players. And the PokeMMO breeding system is like so genius. And this is coming from someone where when they changed the breeding system, I fucking hated it. Could you imagine having a breeding system that didn't consume Pokemon and then going to one that does? Oh my God. Every player hated it. They were so mad. They were so angry. And then it took years to be like, I was wrong. The breeding system is fucking genius. It is so genius. Yeah, it is actually. Our breeding system will not be the same, but it will be similar. I think that's totally. There has to be some way to sync out good IV Mons. That's totally fucking reasonable. Yeah, great. Yeah. That is probably like the #1 thing I would bring up for anybody making a Pokemon MMO or monster catching MMO is how are you syncing good IV Pokemon out of the game consistently and reliably? It has to be the #1 problem that you solve, because otherwise you end up with good IV deflation, because more and more good IV Pokemon will come into the game every single day. Good IV monsters, they will come into the game every single day, and the prices will just go down and down and down for the history of the game. You have to have a way to like keep them being consumed as fast as they come into the game, if not faster. Do you think it's breaking the spirit of the game mode to send Pokeyen to my Iron Man just to change my name, just to prefix it with Iron? I really don't know why I didn't do it upon creation. Dude, that's the beauty. I mean, there is positives to the Iron Man game mode not being an official game mode yet, right? I would say go for it. There's no, like, as a very strict, like, hardcore Iron Man, especially if you just want to add like Iron in front of your name, like, dude, go for it, man. Absolutely. I think go for it. I would consider you a full Iron Man still, you know. I appreciate it's very sweet that people care so much they want to ask for stuff like that in certain stipulations. I really respect that. You can do something called bond trading to Iron Men in old school RuneScape to give them membership, or to like help them change their name. So like I think in PokeMMO it's honestly totally fine. Most of my Iron Man rule set is based off of what they allow in old school RuneScape. So for great question. I would say change your name, King. Enjoying the username that you log into every single day when playing a video game is fucking important, dude. Like when you're gonna spend hundreds to thousands of hours doing a thing, you better like enjoy how your character looks, the username. Like it's an underrated aspect sometimes. It's really important to enjoy that. Yeah, dude, I was talking with Patrouski, a fellow Iron Man, about how expensive and how time consuming berry farming has been, and it's been insane. It takes, for reference, we're gonna crunch some math, and I'm not trying to complain. I love the account. The whole point of making Iron Man is having a harder challenge. That's the point of the game mode. So I don't mean to complain and say, well, always me, but it's just kind of interesting and cool, honestly. I'm currently at about 15,000 Leppas, and I've grinded so hard to make this happen. If you have all the seeds you need, and that's the kicker, getting the initial seeds on the Iron Man account is really, really hard. But if you have all the seeds you need and you don't miss like almost a single day, you can get about 10,000 Leppas a month. Okay, so 10,000 Leppas a month. It's taking me about 2 months or so, generously, to get 20,000 Leppas. If you wanted to buy 20,000 Leppas on a main account, you would take 800 times. It'd be even cheaper actually, because you'd pay like by the stack and save some money. It would cost you 16 million Pokeyen, okay? Making 300k an hour, which an endgame player should be doing, that would take you 54 hours. So it's literally a difference of 54 hours versus 2 months, right? Or if we do, you know, 16 mil divided by 200k, 80 hours. So like 60 to 80 hours versus 2 months. It's nuts. It's really Leppa farming on the Iron Man account, and that's, you have to like do your Jimmy runs on the Iron Man account to fund the berry farming anyway. So you're not like, it's absolutely insane, dude. You could spend 1 week making Pokeyen, realistically 2 weeks, probably more for the average, probably 20 hours a week, like let's say 1 month, you know, like I'm being a serious player to get the berries on my Iron Man account. So if we're comparing serious player to serious player, you could make that Pokeyen in 1 week versus 2 months on an Iron Man, dude. It's nuts. Dude, I can't believe people are actually going for an Iron Man only Shiny War team. I decided against it, but I respect the ever-living crap out of it, dude. I think It's Crowded is the one who's organizing that. And I firmly believe if Iron Man can get top 50, I think Iron Man getting top 50 in Shiny War, an Iron Man only team, is like almost as impressive as getting rank 1. Like, I genuinely think it'll be that hard because the amount of Leppas they'll have to farm, or like single encounters, or like super inefficient shunts they'll have to do towards war to try to get points, and how competitive it'll be this year. I genuinely think like if they get top 50, it's the equivalent of like winning for them. I think it'd be so insane. So massive good luck to them. I wish them the fucking best, dude. And a little bit of a stream disconnect is actually going to end things a little early, unfortunately, but still a 5-hour stream on a Monday. Got a lot done, a lot of progress, and yapped a ton today. I really enjoyed talking in today's stream recap. I hope you guys found some topics that were enjoyable, interesting, informative, or cringe, whatever you enjoy. Make sure to like the video, as always, if you enjoyed today's stream recap. Dislike if you didn't, to let me know what you want to see in the future. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal and Venmo allow me to keep this up. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you later. For now, peace of Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who is on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your PokeMMO journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.